What's going on, guys? I am SimpleSimon. Welcome to the NOOB Rebirth. Say hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
What are we going to talk about today?
I don't know. What are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about Spawn.
Spawn.
You read Spawn?
Used to.
You used to read Spawn.
Used to read Spawn because I'm from the golden age, apparently.
I've read one issue of Spawn in my whole life, so we're going to talk about Spawn, and this guy's going to teach me the little knowledge that he has.
Little knowledge.
All right.
Little knowledge.
Let's do this. So the reason I want to talk about Spawn is because I really only read the first issue of Spawn. Thanks to my buddy Mad Spidey who A-okayed that book to me.
Well, really, my question is until from issue, I reckon 100 to 200 and onwards, probably no one really gave a shit. I'm sorry to say.
Okay, that's cool. Cool. We'll get into that. We'll get into issue 1 to 100. But the reason I want to bring it up is because I don't know if you guys can see the poster back there, but there's a new King Spawn book coming out, and I believe it's a big deal because it's the first time they're going back to #1 or something. Is that the deal?
No, it's just a big deal because he's doing an Expanse universe finally. He's doing separate books on the various spawns. You know, I think the King Spawn might be a futuristic spawn. I have no idea. The cowboy spawn, there's the female spawn. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more in that shared universe. And the excitement is that he's getting other creators to write them as well.
Because he's always
really good.
Has he always sort of overwatched everything? Everything's going to get the okay by him. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's been in the heyday of Spawn, like in the really height of Spawn, he got other creators to do mini-series. Like Garth Ennis did a mini-series. Also, Alan Moore did a mini-series of Spawn. So you know, he got all these people, and you know. What's his name? Neil Gaiman did like a couple of issues or one issue.
But has that always been part of the ongoing 300-something issues? So they've never done like mini-series?
No, mini-series. The mini-series, Garth Ennis has done mini-series, 3-issue mini-series, and I think Alan Moore did like a 3-issue mini-series as well. Okay. It was really good. Like it was good on the day. You know, the art was awesome. You know, so one I think was Medieval Spawn. You know, and Angela. So stuff like that, you know? Yeah,
so I don't really understand the Spawn universe, so I was wondering if getting King Spawn issue 1 would be a good jumping on point, or do you reckon it's be confusing?
No, I think it's a good jumping on point, of course. I think something like that's what it's made for. Sales numbers, because they always look at sales numbers. They'd be seeing that people are dropped off from jumping on, you know, like they have dropped off, you know, or sporadic. But I think this is now, I think they're seeing, because of the announcement of Spawn universe and the release of the book last week or 2 weeks ago, that I think a lot of people have jumped on as well to the ongoing series. So I think that's a really good move from. I mean, McFarlane is a master businessman and a creative. So good on him. I think go for it. And again, once again, it seems like he's taken on the big two. You know.
When I first came on the scene as a super noob, I mean, at the time there was already like 300 issues. I think.
What?
Issue 300. I'm not issue 300. Super noob.
Do that. Do it.
Super noob. You know, close to 300 issues when I first sort of got into comic books. So for me, it's kind of intimidating. It's like, why would I jump into a middle of the story of 300 issues? So it seems.
Yeah, of course it's intimidating, of course.
I mean, obviously understanding comics a bit more now, I understand you can jump in during a series, but still, I guess for someone who's more of a completist, you want to start from the beginning, right?
OCD-ish.
Yeah, big time, dude. Big time.
I get it, of course I get it.
You know how many books I need to cut, but I just can't? So tell me, take me back to a time, Mark, when it was the 90s and Mark had hair, and it was like a cool DJ dude.
Oh god, I can't even remember. I'm so old.
His hair was probably down to here.
No, I had blonde hair. Yeah. Oh, no, I did have blonde hair actually. Yeah.
Of course.
I know, hard to believe. I know that's hard.
You need to send me a photo so I can use it for the video.
No.
So take me back, mate. Because obviously Spawn was a big deal in the 90s. Do you have any memories of when Spawn came out?
Yeah, I mean it was very exciting. I mean the artwork was very clean. You know, it wasn't. You can tell that he took his time with the art, and it wasn't your typical. It was a very early McFarlane stuff, you know, and because towards the end of his Marvel run, it was very. It seemed like it was messy. It seemed like it was getting like he lost interest. He was losing interest. Very messy. You know, the line work wasn't the greatest. But but when with Spawn, you can tell they really took his time with it. But it was one of those books where it was we all, as collectors and of the height of the 90s when that came out of comic books, we all thought we were going to get rich off Marvel, off Image, shall I say. Everything that came out of Image, we all bought multiples because we thought we were going to get rich off it in years to come. This is not the case. The only
Spawn issue one's finally gone up in price.
Yeah, of course, that's finally gone up in price. The only reason why it kept so low in price because there's so many of them. And that's the reason why it is the most high-selling independent book of all time, because he had so many first prints out there. It was ridiculous, but it was a good book. It was a good series. I read it all the way up to 100, and I liked it. I started to lose interest, towards getting closer to the 100, but I just kept on getting it just to hit that 100. I would say the first 20, maybe 25 were absolutely fantastic. We broke records and
I think that's where I want to read. I want to read the
barriers.
start of it to understand that world, and then I'm not going to go read 300 freaking issues.
No, your best bet's to go with the Condominium, Volume 1.
I don't know what that means.
It's like an omnibus.
Okay. So was the book, I guess at the time, was it different than everything else? Like, was it something new and fresh?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was new and fresh, and even though he took his liberties with other known characters with Spawn, he sort of mixed them in together and made Spawn. And I think it was the element of him, the element of magic and hell and being a vigilante and a brooder and all those elements. Having the chains or his costume being alive, that sort of thing, the cape having its own mind, sort of thing as a protector. It was really, really good. That was a great concept. I absolutely loved that concept.
So what did you think when the movie came out then?
I was excited, yeah, it was good. And, it was I remember the movie, they were talking about how the technology was innovative, because being that the cape, they made it fully CGI. So that was really cool. I mean, you look at it now, it doesn't really hold up.
I thought the movie was average, but I still liked it because of the darkness of it all.
Yeah, it was,
as a Spawn fan,
it was well cast too. It was well cast. It didn't have nobodies in it, so it was very well cast. I wouldn't call it a superhero movie like nowadays. I'd call it just a movie based off a comic book character. It was good. There was worse movies out there, but the Spawn animated series that HBO brought out,
bring that up, yeah.
That was amazing.
How long did that run for?
I'm not sure. I've got them all on disc.
Because I wouldn't mind checking, because I've heard
it's
who
very
does the voice. Isn't the voice very epically known?
I think it was maybe Keith David, maybe. But it was very, very good. I was gobsmacked how good it was. It was like reading a comic book.
And it was dark, like it was.
Well, yeah. Well, we are
like
fans
kids,
of
right?
animated. Nah, not really. It was HBO. It was pretty much a rated R animated series. And being a fan of animated series, Batman, the animated series, and and Spawn, and recently, Invincible. I think it's a good way to go, And it was, the animated series was amazing, absolutely amazing. And I've been wanting to go back and rewatch it because it's really good.
What's going on with the new movie, mate? They've been talking about the new movie for 10 years now, and I remember Jamie Foxx was rumored to be.
Jamie Foxx.
Is that still happening? Or?
Yeah, that's basically what I heard was Jamie. Yeah, it's all ready to go, and McFarlane was set to direct and obviously wrote it, and he's set to direct it as well.
Well, I thought they didn't want that.
But because he couldn't find anyone really suited, I suppose, and I think he ran out of money, so he put it on hold.
I thought it was that they didn't want. I thought they didn't want McFarlane to direct because he's never directed a movie.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Have no idea there. If say for instance Paramount took invested into it, just say, not sold the rights, but used it as a distribution and to the vigor of say Transformers, I think it'd be a big movie.
Jamie Foxx is.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, I totally agree. And yeah, Jamie Foxx would be a great, but they could use someone younger too. I'm not saying Jamie Foxx is old, but he, someone who's relatively unknown, like, Denzel Washington's son. Someone like that.
Like Michael B. Jordan, dude.
Yeah, correct. So someone who's going to be a little bit more, a bit more vigor. You know, I'm not a massive Jamie Foxx fan.
You're like Jamie Foxx?
No, I'm not a big fan. I'm just not a big fan. He plays the same all the time. He's always the same. Always the same dude. But that's me.
Fair enough. Last thing is, when was the last time you read a spawn? Because I know you still order a lot of spawn when there's masks.
Very long time.
It still sells well?
Yeah.
Like
It's a niche. It's a
as
niche.
far as your customers go?
Yeah,
like
it's a niche.
Because I do notice you do get a...
Yeah, I do. It's a niche. It's not like Batman where I put it on the shelf, you know, and people come in and pick it up off the shelf. No, it's a niche. I put maybe
People have been
one.
reading it since the 90s, right?
Yeah, I've been putting it on the shelf. I put it on the shelf once in a while. Not like all the time, but lately I have been because people have been asking for it. But I haven't always kept it on the shelf, no.
Alright guys, that's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. This is the first episode we filmed in like, I think over a month, Mark. It's been a while.
Over a month, yeah, but we did have lockdown and stuff.
Yeah, I know. And the last few episodes you guys saw were literally filmed ages ago. I just took my time in releasing them. But it's fun to be back, mate, doing it again. The Dynamic Duo.
Dynamic duo.
Make sure you guys give a thumbs up on the way out.
I'm Batman.
Subscribe if you're new. I'm Batman.
Robin.
Here's my side bitch.
No. Oh, side bitch!
And until next time, guys, keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Have you ever read Plastic? Plastic is about a guy who's a psychopath serial killer. If he gets a girlfriend, they go across the country on a road trip and they're robbing convenience stores and doing all that, right? But the kicker is his girlfriend is a blow-up doll. It's called Plastic.
So it'll be like click, click. That's a good one. That's almost perfect. I bet you we're not going to be able to recreate that. Far out, man! My hands are so cold, it's hurting!